So we are talking about episode 6 of Game of Thrones. It is
Wig snatching,
wig snatching,
edge snatching.
just all types of snatchage
I have no edges.
for Beyond the Wall.
I'm surprised this wig is just
Together. Because a lot happened Beyond the Wall. A lot happened in this episode. So the big thing for this episode really centered around the Westeros Suicide Squad going to capture a White Walker. Sure.
Who gave them this name?
Everybody, the internet gave them.
The internet always doing something. But
the
go ahead.
Westeros Suicide Squad. So it's brick cold. They are trudging through the snow, trying to.
Well, they're beyond the wall.
Yeah, they're trying to find where the White Walker meet up. They're trying to figure out where it is, and
But I feel like they know where it is because the Hound, I'm about to call him the dog. Same thing, the Hound. He had a vision as to where they were located, and his vision turned out to be extremely true.
okay.
The arrow-like mountain and everything else. We find the Night King. We find his army and everything else. I feel like that bear was a setup because
Take out some.
no, it kind of. I'm trying to think about. Did I realize? Did I see White Walker animals? I feel like I've only seen people
No,
that have
I've
been
seen
White Walkers.
Horses, like they always turn their horses.
So they can turn animals. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's
You
true.
know, like their horses be like bones, like
They
be like
horses
half
do be
horses.
bones. That's CGI,
Yeah,
man.
it'd be like half horses. But the crew ends up actually capturing a White Walker, chains him up, bags his head, but not before he yells out, a cry for help basically. Like
What was
he's screeching and basically calling his homeboys.
Mm.
So they were able to pinpoint where the Suicide Squad was, and from there just
Trying to get their boy back.
all hell broke loose. It breaks.
Can I just tell you, kudos to Game of Thrones this season. This has been some of the best, most well choreographed. I mean, it's like one battle is better than the next, and it's better than the next, and then, I thought that was it for Jon Snow. I did. I thought it was it for the Hound, for Jon, for all of them, and I was like, dude, you just got over that skin disease, that grayscale, and now you're out fighting the White Walkers, and I was like, no, you gotta get back to Brienne of Tarth. You have to make large babies. What are you doing? And then in comes Dany
Or her dragon.
and her.
But, sadly, it was a bittersweet. Like, the dragons always save the day. Like, when you got the dragons on your team, it's just like, nothing can go wrong. But, the Night King is bringing out his Olympic arm because he throws this ice spear and takes out one of his dragons. Like that. And he was, like, reading up to keep throwing out more. And then Jon was just like, go. Like, he kind of stayed there, took one for the team, and told the rest of them to go, which one, he should have got on the dragon in the first place. He should have just hopped on the dragon and they could have all flew off home, no issues. But no, Jon Snow got to be Mr. Save the Day.
When that dagger hit that dragon, I literally felt my intestines just go. Just like, I mean, there was so much emotion.
And just that scene.
Just
From Dany looking at her son getting killed. And the other dragons basically crying their brother got killed.
I know.
It was a lot.
See, I don't know much about dragons and everything else, but I know that, Dany is the mother of the dragons, right? So all 3 eggs were together. Because here's the thing, she's always had these damn eggs. I don't know where they came. Did she lay them?
No, her husband gave them to her. That was like her wedding gift. Like, he gave her those dragons, like, way back when. The babies.
And I mean, it's like, do they feel it? You know how they say when twins So something happens to one twin, the other twin can feel it even if they're miles apart. I'm wondering if that's what happens with the dragons or.
Sure, that's their brother.
I don't know. I'm so upset about it. I am. I'm so upset. Like I don't know. I mean, y'all couldn't have just killed like the hound or something. Like y'all just had to go after.
Game of Thrones don't play it safe. Okay, they hit you with words.
Oh God, that
2 words,
hurt.
right? What? They hit you
God,
they hit you with words.
that hurt. Like that hurt. I thought I was emotional after the red wedding. I was far more emotional.
Yes, I was booed.
Today. We're gonna get back into the dragon. Who is this magical uncle that just became?
Okay, Uncle Benjen.
Who? Uncle Ben?
He saves the day.
This has to
All
be
the time.
like this is the second time.
Second time.
Second time we've seen him. The first time he saved Bran. I recall that was on the was it the Hodor episode? Hold the door? Was that episode or
I don't think so because that Holder episode like it ended with Holder being
holding the
killed. That
door?
was the
Yeah.
end. So it
Yeah.
could have been the next one after.
Right.
The aftermath of them not having him. But
I know it was in that season, in that
Yeah.
realm of things, but it is like this magical uncle, and he is always coming out of nowhere just to save the day. So we saw him ride up in some type of whip fire
Yeah.
thing, and he, basically gives Jon Snow the horse because Jon is a G. Jon just got out of
is a G.
freezing water
Okay.
and was ready to
He
fight.
was very cold.
Yes.
But he is just like somebody always got to come save him. Like even though he is very much a good fighter,
Yes.
somebody is always saving him
Yes.
when he be like making like crucial mistakes. It's like John, get it together.
Get it together, Jon.
But in all of the poor dragon perishing, it did bring a beautiful moment for Jon and Dany because when they finally get on their way to, I guess they're on their way to King's Landing or they're going back to Dragonstone. I don't know, but they're on their way somewhere. So Jon is recovering. The first thing he sees when he wakes up is Dany.
Are you smiling at that?
And they,
I'm sorry, Caitlin's off to the side. She over here smiling, co-signing on this.
His aunt.
yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
they're related,
Like
but
it's cute.
Thank you.
They're related.
But again, who cares? Because Cersei and Jaime are twins. So
First of all, everybody knows that Cersei is nasty. Like, girl, you having another baby by your brother.
I don't care. I don't care if that is her nephew because they had a beautiful moment.
You know.
And the first thing that he said to her is that he was sorry. Like, he messed up. He know that he was the catalyst.
He was sorry about the dragon.
Exactly, but like if we didn't go there,
I didn't
like,
notice that he called her Danny, and she was like, I
Yeah.
can't remember the last time somebody called me that.
they were just like all types of cuteness. And even just like that handhold, it's like, oh, she should jump his bones.
Yo,
Yeah.
why is everybody rooting for
To be honest,
this?
it was just like
This
a-
is
such a moment.
incest. Amber, this is incest. It's incest. You know that, right?
If it's wrong,
You're
I
aware,
don't
right?
I don't want to be right.
I cannot, but you know what? I can't even blame her because she has a drove of people that are co-signing on this.
Exactly.
This mess.
People know it's wrong. We get it. Incest is wrong, but
I don't think that it will go any further. I don't. Simply because that once he gets back and I don't even think he's going back to Winterfell.
it's not.
We're gonna talk
And
about that.
He needs to. We need to swing by the house.
We're gonna talk about that.
Because the kids are not alright. He needs to swing on.
Lord,
he needs to swing back.
Lord.
And the writers always give their 2 cents after each episode, and they were saying,
watch that. Yeah.
they are really starting to feel these things towards each other that they didn't
Did you keep hearing that?
realize they could.
She was like, he's a little too small for me. That typical girl move, like, I don't really like him like that. But for me, I just can't get past that.
Get past it.
That's her nephew.
Get past it.
I can't get past it. I can't get past that. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know. It's just something in my soul. Like, I would never date my nephew.
Well, duh, but if you didn't know your nephew, you wouldn't know.
You know what? It's kind of like, okay, for all of you book geeks out there, it is very reminiscent of Shakespeare's The Oedipus, what is it? They call it the Oedipus syndrome, but the
He
Oedipus,
pulled up his mom.
I know, but he didn't know though.
Exactly. So
If you ever, Oedipus the King, that's what it is. If you ever go and look up Shakespeare's Oedipus the King, you know, it really tells the tale of why they talk about the Oedipus syndrome and how, you know, incest happens when people don't know who their family is. I'm just saying. Cersei is something totally different because she knows exactly who the hell her family is.
The thing I still can't deal with is the catalyst effect that Littlefinger's meddling did to Arya and Sansa, because in this episode,
What was the point of that?
he really wants to divide them up, and mission accomplished, because after this episode, I mean, Arya basically threatened Sansa. Like, in an earlier part of the episode, they kind of are going back and forth of, I guess, squabbling over the initial Raven letter that Arya found, and she's basically, you know, accusing Sansa of treason, you know, saying that she had a big hand in getting their father killed. And
But she didn't. I think that's Arya's immaturity sneaking through.
Yeah.
Because she really did not at all. And I do believe Sansa when Sansa says that she's been through things that you could never even imagine. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest now, while Arya, fabulous warrior in her own right, but could Arya have withstood what Sansa? I mean, do you think she could have withstood that?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, because let's be perfectly honest. When they flash back to that, and she's like, "My child, write this letter. Tell your brother to come and bend the knee."
Well, even still, Arya's saying, like,
if she would have said no, she would have been beheaded right then
but
and
that's
there.
what she said. She was like, that's a letter I would never even be forced to write. She said,
that is very easy for you to say.
Arya's always been a scrapper. She's always been like that.
That's
so
easy for you
she's
to
like,
say.
no, kill me. She's like on the tip, like, I would never disrespect my family. And that's why I think her whole thing is with her is because she feels like you gotta put some respect on Jon's name. She feels like she is conspiring against him.
When you look back at the episode, right? When you look back to that season, because I had to go in my archives, I was like, how she did write that? Girl. She wrote it in such a way as that is when Robb Stark was like, I'm going to take Westeros because something's not right. Like, she did. Like, to be perfectly honest, Sansa did the smart thing and she wrote it, but she wrote it in such a way as to warn her brother.
And that's the thing, they all knew that. Like,
yeah, they all knew that she was under duress.
But you know, Arya is really just taking it for what it is. She's not really giving her a chance to explain herself.
You know, this is the episode that really makes Arya kind of get on my nerves. Like, I get it, you're the faceless assassin and everything else. And she's like, oh, we both wanted to be different people. You wanted to be queen, I wanted to be a knight. Blah, 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 blah. And we, talk about the last 4 minutes of this episode. First of all, you know me, and you know I am a stickler for being kind of like, I like for shows to be very accurate. Mm-hmm. I like for shows to be very accurate. Where did these White Walkers get these chains from?
I don't know.
These are like industrial size chains. The type of chains that you would find on somebody's drawbridge. I mean, you're in the mountains. There's no Home Depot. There's no Lowe's. Where did they get these chains from?
I don't know. That seems like absolutely ridiculous. Like, it was one thing to, I mean, if they kind of band together and make, I don't know how they would have pulled the dragon out anyway without the chains, but it's like, where did they come from?
Did someone jump in the water and wrap the chains around the dragon? How deep is this water? I have so many questions about that, but you know what? We're going to move past, okay? They are dragging Viserion's, that's the dragon, body, his cold, dead body, from the water. As I'm quite sure you did as well. I am screaming, no, no, no.
I was just, honestly, throughout the whole time, I knew he was about to turn him into like a White Walker dragon, and I was just like, they got a dragon. They got a dragon. I couldn't stop saying that they got a dragon because that's a power. They're already a powerful army.
Yeah.
But now that they have a dragon, it's like,
you know what? I shouldn't be surprised because Game of Thrones fans, you know that this plays out in the book. However, it still does not make the.
I feel it's beyond the book at this point.
Beyond the book? No, that's a part of the book.
I like a look.
I think that's like one of the last parts of the book.
Mm.
Because like they kind of drug out everything. Like, so this is actually a part of the book. But everything
Just this
before
part.
that, yeah, just this part.
Okay.
But everything before that is like kind of made up.
Well, yeah, they said like
Yeah.
this. Ben stopped being the book. Like
I think
the
after
book-
season
the book-
3.
the book's over.
No, wait,
Because the
four or
Red
five.
Wedding was in the book. So
Yeah,
it
the
was
Red
like-
Wedding was in the book and everything else. You
It
know
was
what? It's like that.
territory.
They drew out for the television show this whole war with the Night King, because if they had went by the book, this would have happened like season 4 or 5. So I mean, I love it. It didn't stop me from watching. I love it, but however, it was one of the most painful things to see Viserion open his eye as a White Walker, because now we all know what's going to happen. Danny's going to have to kill him.
Yeah.
Danny or John or one of the other
Wow. You know
dragons.
they can use that weapon that they had. The Lannisters had.
Well, you know, if they mine and create a dagger, they can use the weapon that the Lannisters had to shoot him with Dragonstone. And that will, I mean, it is that is one
So
of
they
the
all
most.
need to work together.
Be sure to let us
Yes,
know
please do.
your comments, and if you have a little something you would like to say in memory of Viserion, please do such, you know, because you know he's gonna have to bite, like they're gonna have to kill him. He's a White Walker now. They're gonna have to kill him. You saw that, and FYI, Danny's jacket when she came to come get John was on point. Yes. So, as always, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at AMV Combo TV. We hope you do enjoy this recap. We hope your wig and your edges are snatched just like ours. So, thanks guys.